Number 1 is Wittstown, owned by Henry Witt Jr., trained by Jerry Gorno. Quincy Hamilton aboard. Number 2 is Colonial Kendra, owned by Henry Witt Jr., trained by Jerry Gorno, with Kayla Pizarro. Number 3 is Tada, owned by Gary Danielson and Barry Arneson, trained by Gary Danielson, with Rohan Singh. Number 4, Wit 7 is Scratched. Rounding out the field is number 5, Dinah, owned and trained by Marge Patterson. Richard Mayers aboard. Following the running of the 30th Manitoba Oaks, Dinah is in. Richard Mayers climbing back aboard. They're at the post. And they're off in the 30th running of the Manitoba Oaks. Tada seems to be the one that wants the front end. And early nobody wanted it, but she's gonna get it. Colonial Kendra on the inside is sitting back in second on the rail. Dinah third on the outside, and Wittstown, as expected, is the early trailer, about 4 lengths off the lead. They went the opening quarter in 24-3. Tada has the early lead by a length and a half. Dinah to the outside in second. Colonial Kendra still patient on the rail in third. And Wittstown seems to have a pile of horse and is still the trailer. The half slowed down to 50-3, a 26-second second quarter. But Tada starts to pour it on as she opens up on the field by about 7. Back to second, now making a move. That's Wittstown, who's starting to chew into that lead. 3 quarters and 1:15. Tada made the move early and is trying to steal it. Wittstown is in an all-out drive from second, eating up the ground, but Tada still has it by 5. They hit the 16th pole. It's Tada. Wittstown is going to give one last try, but Tada is going to hang it on him in the Oaks. The Manitoba bred gets it done. Wittstown in second, third to Colonial Kendra, and fourth to Dinah. Now entering the winner's enclosure is the official winner of the 30th running of the Manitoba Oaks. That's number 3, Tada. Tada is a chestnut filly, 3 years old, by Going Commando, out of the mare Voila by More Than Ready. Owned by Gary Danielson and Barry Arneson, trained by Gary Danielson, and ridden to victory by Rohan Singh. Time for the mile, 1:42-3. Number 3, Tada, was proudly bred right here in Manitoba by her owner, Barry Arneson. Assiniboia Downs is also pleased to have on hand Scott Taylor, the editor of Game On and Sports Life magazines and sports columnist at mytoba.ca, to make a presentation to the Winning Connections. Down to the winner's enclosure, ASD Paddock host Rob McLennan has the Winning Connections of the Manitoba Oaks. Rob, take it away.
Thanks, Kurt. We're down here with the Winning Connections of the 30th running of the Manitoba Oaks. Rohan Singh, Gary Danielson, and Barry Arneson here with Tada. This is a filly you've ridden a number of times, and I'm sure you just were glad not to see Escape Clause in front of you going into the first turn again today.
Absolutely. We didn't have Escape Clause here to chase all the way around there. So I appreciated that.
Yeah, and honestly, it was a tremendous ride. You kind of got out, and it looked like you were going to end up having some early pace pressure, but you ended up on the front end, kind of getting to walk a little bit down the backside and opening up. Talk a little bit about your trip here, Rohan.
Yeah, well, like Gary seen it just the way I did. He said, you know, the 2 horse may show some speed, let her go. And my horse broke really sharp. I took a peek at the 2, and 2 really wasn't showing any kind of speed, and I didn't want to choke my horse then anymore. So I just kind of let her out a notch and give her an easy lead.
Yeah, and it turned into a lead that really you didn't work too hard to get. 24 and 3, 50 and 3, certainly sensible fractions. And then going into the turn, you really opened up and kind of snuck away on the field there. Talk a little bit about the last eighth of a mile. The filly, the one horse, was coming a little bit, but really you were kind of home and cooled out at that point.
Yeah, I knew it was going to really slow down the backside, and I really didn't want to put anyone in the race. I was hoping I didn't slow down too much, you know, to hit my chances. And so around the 3/8 pole, I figured I better get a little separation here. And I squeezed her. She gave me a little run. And I had enough to finish the race.
Congratulations, Rohan. A nice win. Anything else to add here?
Yes, thank you to Gary and Barry.
And we'll move on to Gary here. We'll talk about this filly here. Thank you. And this has been a filly who didn't debut until this year, and she certainly progressed into a nice filly and eventually now winning the Oaks here. Talk a little bit about the progression kind of from day one here.
Well, she didn't run as a 2-year-old. She'd bowed a tendon, and they gave her time off, and she's come back great. She is a very nice filly, but she's kind of been in the shadow of the other mare of Barry's, Escape Clause.
Yeah, certainly getting out of the shadow today to the front end. A masterful ride by Rohan, as we've said. Yeah. And this is a filly that's really taken everything you guys have asked of her. She ran a lot in kind of a short period of time, and now she had a little bit of time, and she really performed for you today. Talk a little bit about what you thought of the race today.
Well, I was really happy with how Rohan rode her. I told her it looked like we'll be laying second. I thought the 2-horse would go to the front, but he's a very experienced and a good rider, and he saw that the pace wasn't what it could be, and he went for it.
Yeah, and it certainly turned into a very nice victory, and it's nice to have options. This is a Manitoba bred. She's a filly that can sprint. She can go around the ground. Obviously, something like the distaff might be something on the mind here coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. That'll kind of be up to Barry, what he decides.
Let's talk to Mr. Arneson here then as we'll move in here. So here's Tada flashing out onto the front end, probably not where you expected her to be, but talk a little bit about your thoughts as the race was going.
That's a veteran rider, reads pace, and pace is everything. And when they went out like that, she was sharp. He couldn't get hold of her, and he did a beautiful job and rated her because she can sprint and she can go a distance of ground. And Rohan did just a fantastic job. Put him to sleep, and away he went.
Yes, a tremendous ride. And this is a filly that really is just getting better and better, it seems. She was kind of within a half length of Escape Clause turning at the 3/8 pole last time, and today she obviously didn't have to chase her, what would be your stablemate, not Gary's. But talk a little bit about having the pair of them, and then we'll kind of segue into talking about it later a little bit.
Well, she's been chasing Escape Clause all over the place, and here was her chance to shine, and she did it. She's out of a beautiful mare. I lost her last year down in Kentucky when she was being bred, but she's shown talent. She has a little tendon problem, and stuck her out in a snowbank for the winter, and it tightened right up. And she's got a lot of talent, and we'll see what happens today. Like, it's a good indication. So hopefully we have some more luck, and especially when you're the breeder on the horse and you've raised the darn thing, and it's just one of those fantastic feelings. And Gary's done a great job with it as well. So.
Yeah, we are tremendously thrilled here with Tada, winner of the Manitoba Oaks, Barry Arneson, Gary Danielson, and Rohan Singh with this very nice Manitoba bred filly getting the job done. Congratulations. Back up to you, Kurt.
Thank you, Rob.